Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Sunday the 17th of June 2018 and we're providing our gold and silver weekly update for the week ending the 15th of June. Gold fell $19 last week from $1,298 to $1,279, having hit a high of $1,308 and a low of $1,276. In sterling terms, gold finished the week at £963, that's down £5. And in euros it closed at €1,102, that's down €2 on the week. Silver fell 22 cents, from $16.78 to $16.56, having hit a high of $17.30 and a low of $16.48. In sterling terms, it closed at £12.47, that's down 4 pence. And in euros, it closed at 14.27 euros, that's up 0.01 euros. The gold to silver ratio fell very slightly, from 77.35 to 1 to 77.23 to 1. The Dow Jones closed on Friday at 25,090 points, down 84 points on the day, and down 226 points on the week. And the NASDAQ closed at 7,746, down 14 points on the day, but up 101 points on the week. Brent crude fell $3.02, from $76.46 to $73.44. And US light crude fell 68 cents, from $65.74 to $65.06. The dollar index stands at 94.78. That's up a significant 1.25 on the week. Well, last week was beginning to defy our logic as we saw gold prices slowly creep up and silver prices actually rise considerably. We re-examined our calculations, reviewed trading stats, news headlines, and spoke with a number of insiders, and frankly wondered if anyone had got the message that the US not only raised rates on Wednesday, but the Fed were quite hawkish in their statements, that President Trump's meeting with the North Korean leader proved quite positive, and that generally there was no real pickup in physical demand to speak of. Well, our bearish views on prices were finally supported on Friday, and we breathed a sigh of relief. Not because prices went down and we want to see that happen, but it supported our analysis that it should fall. The European Central Bank declared that it was ending its quantitative easing program, and frankly, the message hit the market that the economy was growing robustly. Higher interest rates are on the cards, and that the dollar strength would continue. All negative for gold prices. And so the fall began. Silver was, in our view, also defying logic, as it headed towards that $17.50 level, but actually reaching $17.30. And then on Friday, like gold, lost all of its gains and fell even further. Again, to be honest, we wondered what we had missed, as frankly we still believe that silver should be below $16. Though we confess $16 is proving to be a most robust floor. Now, we have said for quite a while that we believe that both gold and silver will operate within a relatively strict range, and that investors should not believe the pumpers out there telling you that their prices are going to rocket to the moon anytime soon. We tell you this to protect you, our listeners. To be candid, if gold and silver prices did rise inexorably, we will smile, as we have quite a reasonable holding individually, well in excess of 500 ounces of silver and 50 ounces of gold. We know that some of you have far more than this, but we operate on the basis that gold and silver are a currency hedge and protection against equity and property crashes, and so will represent somewhere between 10 to 20% of our individual portfolios. Let's be fair. We all love to touch gold and silver coins and bars. We sleep comfortably in the knowledge that we have physical possession of these items, and that should a SHTF scenario occur and our currencies collapse, we will be well placed to swap our gold and silver for both essentials and desirables. However, we must not lose sight of the fact that there are gold and silver salesmen and women out there who are painting this doomsday scenario not to protect you, but to encourage you to part with these worthless pieces of paper called pounds, euros and dollars, and exchange them for real money being gold and silver. And yet, these worthless pieces of paper they are willing to swap for. Ask yourselves why. Do you honestly believe that if the Maloneys and Schiffs of this world really believed that the collapse is imminent, that they would be selling any of their stocks of gold and silver? Of course they wouldn't. And so, please do not drink the Kool-Aid. By all means, protect yourself and have a well-diversified portfolio. And yes, the higher the stock markets rise and the higher property prices go, it makes sense to gradually realize those gains and reinvest in other less well-performing assets such as precious metals, as their turn will come. Perhaps not tomorrow or next year, but they will come. But be strategic in your investment. Do not overcommit and take advantage of price falls, and frankly welcome them if and when they do occur. Well, next week we shall see a number of home sales data and weekly jobless claims being announced on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and market manufacturing PMI on Friday. We believe that gold and silver still have further to fall, though there may be a slight bounce first thing when markets open. But as an increasing interest rate scenario fully sinks in, and as long as economic data continues to be positive, then we can see the dollar strengthening even further, and gold and silver prices fall to the sort of levels we predicted some weeks ago. Our video on copper, which is long overdue, has been completed, and we shall publish this tomorrow. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumb up and share it on Twitter. Also kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe as a free member for regular email updates and offers. Our Facebook page, which is updated regularly, can be found at facebook.com/illuminatisilver. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.